So you're saying I'm a fraud, that I start things and give up and that's it? How many experiments? I started recording here for the channel and I gave up halfway, and that video never went live. Either because it was an experience with too much suffering, or because it was something that could bring me a lot of hate. Or even an experience that could negatively influence people to do very dangerous things. Hello beings, welcome to the experience. My name is Flamino and today I'm going to show you these experiences. I'm not going to say they didn't work out, but I decided not to continue with them. It's better to put it that way. And obviously I'm going to ask you for a little like here to help my work. I'm really putting myself out there. I'm being 100% transparent with you. I really think I deserve a little like here, that I deserve your support for my work. I'll be very happy, and if you leave a comment, I'll be even happier. Some time ago, I made a video here on the channel about experiences I wouldn't agree to do. Experiences that a lot of people suggest here on the channel for me. And I'm not willing to do them. But there are also experiences that I started, but I didn't want to continue, or I couldn't continue. Each one has its own reason, and I'm going to show them to you here. Today I have a little list of them here, it's not that many. Man, I think it's just a few, especially for almost 5 years of the channel. But before I show these experiences, why do I think it's interesting to make this video? Many people see me as the perfect guy, the ultimate example of discipline, but that's not true. I give up on experiments, sometimes I organize myself badly, so let's go. First experiment that I started and didn't continue. Creating a social network. Yes, that's right. I created a project. I came up with the idea for a social network that I thought was really cool. Also, since I'm an influencer, I know that influencers have a lot of needs, so I created a really good social network for that. In short, it would be a niche social network where you can create your own niche as if it were inside a genealogical tree of niches. Let's suppose I'm a car video producer, okay? I make content about motorsports, but no, I like V8 engine cars, so I open the first tab of the V8 engine car sub-niche and then no. But not just V8 engines, I like yellow cars, V8 engine cars that are yellow, so what now? People who decide to follow my content would only follow the niche they like. So, on the For You page of this social network, there would only be the best of the content the person wants. Which is a very good experience for the user because they'll only follow what they want. And it's also a very good experience for those who are creating content because they won't have that risk of like, man, I like to talk about 2 topics. Whenever I bring up this topic, people don't engage, so someone can just follow that specific topic. In short, that's it. But wow, there were plans like that. There were a lot of ideas for this social network. It was a really cool idea. Yeah, I was even thinking about its design already. And what happened? I had support from people. I had people who said, wow, I really like the idea. I'm going to be with you on this project, programmers, even a lawyer, you know? And the critical part, which in my opinion was what made it impossible to continue with this project. Money, yeah, there was no way to pay all these people, it was too many, I just don't have it. I don't make enough to pay a big team to create a social network, to pay them month after month, and obviously they deserved it. No one asked or demanded it. I discussed how we could profit from this, and afterwards everyone agreed and everything was set. But everyone has bills to pay and had to leave. An important job came up and I can't let it go. I said, okay, I didn't stop anyone. I said, man, you guys are working together willingly. I'm not going to stop anyone. Everyone does their own thing and that's fine. I won't mind. There's no deadline. It's our project, no problem. But when there's no money, it's hard to stay motivated. It's hard to pull off a big and lasting project. Experience number 2, programming. I don't know if I've mentioned it in another video, but I actually started making a video about 30 days being a programmer. There was even advertising in that video. First, I had to choose the programming language I would use for this, right? But my friends, I have programmer friends, I have friends of all kinds, you have no idea. My programmer friends told me, hey, watch these logic videos first because a lot of things will be involved in several languages, right? So it's going to be a useful video for you anyway. I said, alright, let's go. A 3-fucking-hour video, and it was in that video that I gave up. I saw how boring it was, man. Boring, you know? It had been a long time since I felt that feeling of, wow, what a thing. But one day this video will happen. It annoyed me at that moment, but this video will happen. I'm just waiting for someone to show up that I can say, no, this will be the right person to help me with this, because I'm not willing to do it alone. It seems to be very, very annoying, very boring. My God, and congratulations to you programmers, because look, patience, huh? For you to decide to do that for a living. Girls suffer less, 30 days. Learning to play the piano, a new instrument is always interesting, and throughout this channel there will be 30 days with several other instruments. I'll decide to do it like this. The channel will only end when I die, so there will be plenty of time to learn a bunch of instruments. But then I decided to start piano. I think it's really cool. I had a music school that agreed to partner with me and everything, but it didn't continue. I took, I don't know, 2 lessons, but what happened? Why did I decide? It wasn't because I thought, wow, what a boring thing. Studying piano, man, it's such an amazing instrument. But at the time when I started this video, I was in a burnout. Sometimes I decide to try several things at the same time. I say, look, none of them will interfere with each other. But then I don't realize that my life is going to become a living hell. Learning 4 things at the same time, putting myself in a new situation. On a diet, with a workout, that was one of the things. I left 2 out. That was one of the experiences I mentioned. No, I'm going to stop this for now. I'll get back to it at another time. Right now, it's not working. Man, did I get a little sad? This next experience here? Dramas? Man, I thought it was cool. I watched 2 dramas and one of them was crap. Really crappy. I dislike drama, so I was very likely not to like any of them. That's it. I don't like romance. I don't like romance movies. I don't even like anime. That's too shoujo, you know, too much romance. So, I already had a brief idea that doramas would be like that, but I was willing to try. Hey, it's still entertainment. If you think about it, it's a really easy experience. Imagine having the job of having to watch dorama. Look at that easy life. I watched the first one, I admit that, I don't know, in the first 4 episodes it was cool, then it started to go downhill like a roller coaster. I'm not sure if this happens with every dorama, but it got really bad. I love coffee, and this dorama has a lot of real things about it. But at a certain point, it lost its touch. I think the writer just took the pencil like, I'm just going to let AI do the rest. That happened because of poor organization and quitting. Because I'm not really someone who keeps up with things, watching series, anime, nothing like that. I'm not the kind of guy who actually sits down to watch things. I just forgot because I got caught up in other experiences. That's how my life is. I'm in one thing and then move to another, so this slipped my mind. I let it go and you know, I didn't miss it, so I didn't want to force myself to go back. But it will happen again, yes, and if you have a list of good doramas, as many as possible without romance, I'd appreciate it, okay? Calf development. I was doing a workout to develop my calves over the course of a year to show that yes, it's possible to improve your calves. It's not something like if you don't have calves, you'll never have them. It's not like that. You can develop them. Yes, I was actually testing this. I was training calves twice a week, really heavy, and measuring the size with a tape measure. In 4 months, I had already gained 2 centimeters in thickness. Man, 2 centimeters more is a lot. I improved my calves by 2 centimeters, despite many saying it's impossible. I stopped only because the video was getting too long. And then I got sick and I lost weight. You know, the body is really unfair. You're there training hard, really focused. Look, you gain 5 or 6 kilos in 4 months, then get sick for 5 days and lose 4 of them. That sucks. But who knows, right? I have a fitness channel focused on bodybuilding. Here it is for anyone interested. There's a lot of cool content there. You won't regret it. If you like this kind of content, you won't regret it. Check it out. You'll like it. And taking advantage of the moment, right? With growth spread, that's always there whenever you need to buy supplements, right? 30 days learning to cook. This experience is great. I stopped because I was doing too much at once, and it wasn't just up to me. Because I was having someone teaching me, I'm not having now, I stopped, but I will get back to it. I'll keep it up until the video is finished. I just want 30 days of training and lessons where he asks, are you going to make this recipe? Today, I go there and apply it. 30 days of hands-on work, literally. If I learn how to make bread, sell Polaroid photos, I even bought the Polaroid camera, this one here, I was going to do it. During the time when I took a 30-day international trip here, like a 30-day backpacking trip through Latin America, And I thought, man, I'm going backpacking in several countries, so why not take a Polaroid and take pictures of other people for money, right?
And charge for it?
It's a job you can do anywhere by taking your Polaroid. You can make some money with it. It's an interesting thing. I really like being able to show people ways they can make money with their own hands, you know? Without a regular job, it actually worked. I even spent some time there selling photos and more. It's hard. It's hard to convince other people, especially when you're in a place where you don't speak the language fluently, right? I went on this 30-day trip with a very pre-planned itinerary to do the tours and visit the places I wanted. So I didn't have much time to do this experience. I actually restarted this experience here in Brazil. I went out to take pictures. I went to take pictures in Liberdade, on the same street, which is the main street there in Liberdade, where I decided to stop and take pictures of people. There were already 2 guys working with that, who were there with their little folders showing how the photos turn out and with 2 different Polaroids and everything, working hard under the sun. And then it crossed my mind like, man, what if I steal their clients? You know, it's not even my job, so I decided not to start this experience here. Maybe pick a place where there are less likely to be people, right? So I wouldn't be competing with the workers who are really there to make money. But I'm still going to show how to do this, and you can actually make some good money taking pictures with a Polaroid. Because I talked to those vendors. 30 days being dressed by women, this one here, I picked some friends and everything, and I said, look, I'm going to spend 30 days wearing outfits that you all choose. And I want to see what the pattern is when women dress men, what women like a man to wear. I noticed that there isn't really a pattern, like every girl picks something completely different from the others. Yeah, I didn't start this experiment, I didn't really start it, right? I didn't end up buying the clothes because there were some girls who never sent me their outfits, and it was also really hard to find the looks that others had requested. You know when you don't really want something? I didn't really want this one, so I just dropped it. I don't know if I'm really willing to ever do it again in my life, not just because of the choices they made there. I was like, my God, what a taste. It's bad to be embarrassed in the street with the clothes they chose. 30 days investing in airdrops for people who don't even know what airdrops are.
Wow, that's even hard to explain. My God in heaven.
Basically, do you remember crypto games? Where you go to a website, then you do a little daily mission, then you leave, you do this every day, and you can make some money. That's why. Airdrop is very similar, and then what happened? A friend of mine who lives off this Shao, the token guy, was helping me and everything. But many airdrops last much longer than 30 days I wanted to do. 30 days, but many airdrops are very uncertain. Some have a specific date, like, oh, the airdrop will launch and the results will come out on this date. This one doesn't have a date. This one could happen during this period, so it's a very uncertain thing, and it also depends a lot on luck. Besides your discipline of being there every day, doing the step-by-step of what's necessary, some aren't necessary. You're there every day doing the little daily missions. Some people do, and honestly, a lot of people manage to make a lot of money with this. Enough money to get rich. I was in there doing several little missions, and sometimes I forgot some of them. I was never able to predict when some of them would be released. I kind of joined too late. I don't know if I ever plan to go back to that experience. It didn't seem that appealing to me. Even though it pays a lot, I'm not really ambitious when it comes to money, you know? So I'm just not that interested in making money. So all these experiences related to earning money are very easy for me. I'd prefer not to discuss the one about giving up. It's kind of unethical, as you saw. I also do unethical experiments, testing myself, torture, acting like a bad boy for 30 days, which for me was already unethical. So sometimes there are some really crappy things like that I'm not proud of, and it's better not to even show them, you know? But that's how it is. These were the experiments I decided to stop, that I started to decide to stop. Some of these I'll go back to doing, some I won't, but that's life, guys. I wanted to show you a bit, you know, some transparency here, a little more of myself, things you don't see. Because nothing from behind the scenes ever gets a little like. If you enjoyed it, please leave your suggestion for an experiment here for me. Nothing too heavy though. So, nothing crazy like 30 days sleeping in Crackland, or a week without drinking water. Take it a little easy. Think of something cool like some sports, a musical instrument, something healthier that will inspire people, right? You'll see it, and until the next experience.
Go on, make him do it exactly the same. Dan.
Dan, wow, this one was really annoying. The third married woman I got, just kidding. Did you really think this experiment was real?